Oh, and we're live. Hey guys, this is That's Normal. This is Boozy Book Club. Welcome to another edition. We have read this last month Murder of Crows by Anne Bishop and Persuasion by none other than Jane Austen. Tonight I am joined by, introduce yourselves.
I'm Becca. Um, I like.
I'm Beth. Hi.
Oh, I was telling you a little bit about myself.
No, they know who you are.
Oh, okay, never mind. I like cats, but anyway, Beth, go ahead.
We know.
I'm Beth. I have nothing else to say. Hey.
Hi, I'm Elise. I'm wearing a Call of the Wild sweatshirt
Oh,
and sweatpants, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. I know I look very put together up top, obviously, but down below I'm in my pajamas.
You're
I
doing
actually
the
think
news anchor
you-
thing.
Yeah, I think you can actually see them.
It's business on the top, party on the bottom.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm wearing Jon Snow, which is not so business. And
That is a
pajama pants.
sultry photo.
Oh, pajama
He
pants.
looks pretty hot on this. He looks pretty hot on this tank top. I'm not
I'm
gonna
wearing
lie.
a black shirt because it's still light outside and the workday just ended.
Wait, we're still in our work tops. We're just not in our work bottoms.
Well, I'm still in my
I'm
work.
not.
Yeah, so wait, you can't even see it.
Kick it high, kick it high.
Nikki, tell me you're not wearing those pink Crocs right now.
I'm not. Sadly,
Oh, my God.
some boots. Can you see?
Yeah, those are nice.
Nice.
You like that? Did you see how unflexible I am?
Inflexible.
Or
Yeah, work.
yoga instructor is so angry right now. Who wants to talk about some crows?
Not me. Hey, can we first do a real quick recap of what we're drinking out of our wolf cups?
I don't have a wolf cup.
I know, but if we can remember to our this was the first book we read was Written in Red, right? For book club?
Yes.
Which is the
Yes.
first book to the second one we read this month. And by we, I mean not me, because I didn't read it, Lo Siento. And during that time, the book had a lot to do with wolves, as I believe the second book does. And it came out that I have a couple wolf cups because we donate to the wolves, and somehow the joke 1-800 to Save the Wolves came. I think there was a lot of drinking involved, and that's all I remember.
So now, every time we talk about it, it's Save the Wolves.
Save the Wolves. And I mean,
And
literally,
Elise is wearing her Call of the Wild shirt.
right.
Yeah.
So we're having a theme. But this is the cup I
Full
drink
circle.
my red wine out of all the time. Elise would know that. Yeah, if she were here. It is very sad. I wonder if you guys noticed that during TN does PHL, Elise was not with us. She was supposed to be, but sadly, the flu got the best of her.
Call of the
Pretty
flu.
gross.
All of the flu, and therefore she could not partake in the wolf cup with me.
Yeah, it was pretty gross.
Yeah, we missed you, Elise. But we're glad you're here with us today, even though, once again, it's only 4 of us because we're missing Jamie because work. Call of the
Call of
healthcare
work.
industry.
Ugh.
I did not have a drink because I ran up here because we went and got shaved ice. So this is on my desk. I don't know if that counts. I don't even know whose it is. I don't drink. And I'm not a wolf supporter. I'm a vampire supporter.
Aw. Team Edward.
What do you
I
got going there,
had-
Beth? Oh, go ahead, Elise. Sorry.
I had a cocktail with dinner with some champagne in it, which was delicious. So I'm still sort of like coasting on that right now.
Nice. Take that coast, that champagne coast. Beth?
So I'm having some wine.
Mm-hmm.
This is my 3rd glass of wine tonight.
Ooh.
I put my kids to bed early. I'm just going to throw that out there. It's been that kind of night. So
Good. What
quiet in
kind
the
of red wine are you drinking tonight? Is it a Pinot
This is
Noir?
No, this is a Malbec.
Oh, okay.
I really was planning on switching it up, so I went, oh, thank
You went
you. I'll
really
have some Malbec,
crazy.
please.
Whoa.
No, thank
You went
you.
all the way
I'll
to
have some
Argentina.
Malbec. I'm living on the wild side. Let's put the Pinot Noir away for 5 minutes.
Oh. All right, Beth, kick us off because
You guys.
you read the book.
I can explain why I didn't read it, if that helps.
Well, we should save Murder of Crows, I think, because we have a friend that might be joining us, and she did read it, and she liked it. So we'll save Murder of Crows till she maybe joins us. If she doesn't join us, then I'll just tell you all about it.
All right.
I guess.
Yeah, I want to hear about it because I'm never going to read it, but I want to know if they finally have sex.
Well, I'll read something to you.
Okay.
Tonight, I promise. And you'll
I love
enjoy it.
reading out loud time with Beth.
Yeah. So this is our main book this month. We wanted to read a classic. We read Persuasion, which is my favorite Austen novel, and I love this cover. Look at that pretty dress. I love it. These were my book of the month special Austen editions in like 1999 when I got these books.
Oh.
When I was a wee tot. I was only about 9 years old. I got these. So who read Persuasion? Anybody? Hello?
Part of the way there?
Sorry, I muted myself. I did not. I'm going to confess that I was the world's worst Boozy Book Club member this month. Okay, back.
I don't know about world's worst. I think we can duke it out for that title.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll take you on, Elise. But this month, I did not read any books.
You guys.
Elise, I thought you read Persuasion.
That.
Dang, y'all didn't even get some cliff notes and watch a movie? Nothing?
There's a movie?
There's a movie.
There's a couple of them, yeah.
JJ Fielding is...
I didn't even buy either book.
Oh.
You don't have Persuasion?
No.
Oh, come on. I want to talk about how I feel like the beginning of Jane Austen novels are kind of all the same. Like, they're going to be out of some money, and they better find somewhere to live or some man to save them. And I felt a little sad about it this time when I was
Well, to be fair, Emma isn't like that at all. Emma has got all kinds of money, and she doesn't need a man. And so that one is different. And Northanger Abbey is different too.
Recently.
With Gwyneth.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a terrible adaptation. I'm just kidding. It's good. It's good. I like Gwyneth.
You do?
You do?
Wait, of all the people
really
you like Gwyneth Paltrow.
I do.
That is
I
very
think
strange.
it just comes from. I think it comes from like the age that I was when she was really popular, like when she was winning her Oscars and stuff. I was 18, 19. I loved Shakespeare in Love. I loved Great Expectations. I loved Sliding Door. Like, I loved her haircut when she was with Brad Pitt. Hello.
Did you not ever go to goop.com and then just get over all that?
Divorce manifesto.
I literally have never been to Goop. I ignore all of that. Since she got married, I have ignored what's going on with her other than just, like, enjoying the fact that I've always liked her.
Oh my gosh.
From afar.
I can ruin her for you.
Here's my thing about Gwyneth. Like, I feel like I like her in all her acting roles. Like, I really like her as Pepper Potts and Iron Man movies. But then she starts talking and like in real life, and you're like, shut up, please. Like, just the thing she says is like, you have no bearing on the real world. So just talk about the movie. Talk about your cute co-stars, but don't talk about anything else.
I kind of like that she owns being a bitch.
I mean, she owns it.
She does not own that.
Did you see that she like just went bankrupt? Like, or Goop's like been not profitable. They spend like $2.5 million. They run a website. It's not that expensive to run a website, and
well, when you have like a brand director and all that,
right, their biggest thing was salaries.
That's probably why she's trying to go more mainstream instead of doing the luxury market.
Well, that would be smart.
Real quick, Goop chat. Boop, boop.
Real quick, Goop chat.
And I'm just sitting over here thinking, I really like her. Y'all are hurting my feelings.
Oh, right.
No, I don't. I actually don't dislike Gwyneth. Like I said, I think that it's kind of awesome that she owns the fact that she grew up on the Upper East Side in a really privileged way and like went to private school and was a huge bitch and like is still a privileged huge bitch and like doesn't pretend that she is like one of the people and like wants to be like them. She's like, no, I like love eating kale and going to yoga and don't want to. I don't even know.
I mean, she's that, like, Benedict Cumberbatch is like the male British equivalent of her. Like, he's like that. He's like, yeah, I'm like
Really?
super posh. And he's like, I'm super posh, and that's just how I grew up, and I don't have anything to do with the plebes. That's kind of how he is.
He wants to please everyone, though.
Do interviews and say stupid stuff about working moms or like things he has no bearing on.
Really?
He doesn't. Gwyneth does.
Oh, Gwyneth does. Oh, yeah.
Well,
really
like I said, I ignore that.
We're like really trying to ruin Gwyneth Paltrow for Beth.
Damn.
I think maybe we just came up with a topic we need to write about on That's Normal, where the pros and cons of Goop.
I will write all the cons.
Yep, I will add to that list.
I'll do a pro, and then we can just put her up against Reese Witherspoon, and guess who comes out on top?
Okay.
Reese
No.
Witherspoon.
I think Reese would as well. I think I can handle Southern
So
pretension.
No, she will not.
I think that's a great comparison, though, because Reese Witherspoon is a huge bitch, and she pretends not to be.
Exactly, Elise. Thank you.
No. Gwyneth
Okay.
says she throws like children's birthday parties like she's one of the people, and you know that she has someone throwing it and playing.
Right. Read her Vogue article or whatever. Or is it the Vogue? It was something recently where she talks about how hard mothers have it when you get home and your housekeeper did something wrong. You're like, oh my god. No, she did not.
It's really hard to find another housekeeper, guys.
Hard to find one that will do it exactly right as you want it.
And who will take care of a kid called Moses.
Stop
Yeah.
it, or we're going to start talking about where you grew up, Elise.
True.
She grew up on a farm in Oregon. Anyway, back to Murder of Crows or Persuasion. What the hell were we talking about? Emma. We were talking about Emma.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Nikki, though, of like going back, let's bring it back. They do all kind of start the same. I mean, Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, Persuasion, they all have that kind of like, we're super poor, what are we going to do with ourselves kind of thing. And it's tough. They're like, why? Why does it have to be a man that fixes it? But Persuasion's still my favorite because they're not, Anne is a very different protagonist than the rest of them, so.
Totally. And it's not that they're just like upper middle class usually, these families, and it's like through some like weird like plot device, like there's only girls, or they spend all their money or whatever. No, like you just have terrible parents is like the gist here.
Yeah. I mean, like with Mansfield Park, Fanny it's not all girls, but she goes and lives in this place where she's, she goes and lives with aunts or whatever, and she's totally taken advantage of and ignored and all this kind of stuff. So, I mean, it is that they're put upon. But, I mean, it's because Jane Austen is like the mother of the modern novel, there's a formula that she's following. And, I mean, we read Regency romances, and they're all the same. They all have the same
Except
formula.
for Sarah McLean.
They're all the same. All of Sarah McLean's novels are the same. They're just really good.
Yeah, really good.
But
Are you
they're
saying
still all the same formula.
No, I mean, no, it's different. Maybe if Jane, it depends. I mean,
I've never read Sarah McLean, but I feel like I'm just gonna say no. Like,
no, I mean, it depends. Like Jane Austen wrote the frivolous novel of that time, right? That's now like praised as the.
Yes, but there are sharp and very distinct ways that Jane Austen is commenting on her culture in ways that Sarah MacLean or any other Regency romance author is just not doing. They're not making that kind of satire, that kind of commentary,
Well, yeah,
that kind
they're
of...
not. They're talking about something that's past. Like, they're not talking about modern day. Right.
And
No.
it's not... And it's meant to be a romance novel. And Jane Austen's novels are revolutionary. I mean, nothing else is being written like that necessarily. And so, yeah, it's a totally different thing. I mean, if you're just looking for, like, did I have a better time? Like, you might have a better time reading One Good Earl Deserves a Lover. But it's
That's a title.
It's the best book of all time, so do not laugh.
so,
I don't remember which one that was. Jonas, oh crap. Oh my god.
that's Pippa and
Yeah,
Klaus.
I don't remember that one, but I have to reread those. Hey, can I interrupt us real quick, just for a real quick LOL moment? On our Facebook page, somebody, I assume Beth, asked for suggestions for next month's book, and a wonderful person named Kathy suggested we read the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon. It's going to be a series on Stars this summer, and so worth the read. First book, and you'll be hooked.
I thought she was being facetious. I was
I
like,
don't think she was.
no.
I think she was being serious because she commented back.
Often. Or
Jonas, do you need to go? I'm gonna go get help. Mike, hold on. I'll be BRB. Like in 3.
I just, like, gave her the Outlander fandom tag on That's Normal and was like, okay, I think we're there with you.
we got.
Yeah, we're up on it.
Oh. Did
But-
I rush and read all 7 other books before her next one comes out?
Are you talking about Outlander?
Diana, yeah.
I haven't. I mean, I'm none of our Outlander fan people, if they ever watch this, will agree with me. But I know. I mean, why? Why? Unless you really, really, really want to read thousands and thousands of pages at once, which why would you? Then no. I mean, I'm not going to read it right away. I haven't read the 6th and 7th one yet.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like there was such like a cliffy that I was going to be spoiled. Like, reading like a Game of Thrones book or something.
Well, I mean, for me, I have been spoiled for some of the things that happen in the 6th and 7th books because so many Outlander people started following me and I started following them back, and so I've seen a lot of that now, and I haven't read those yet. So I've been spoiled, and it's kind of sucky, but and I have a feeling when this book comes out, people are going to be throwing spoilers out like crazy. But at the same time, what is really a spoiler? I mean, in the terms of that world, for the most part, Jamie and Claire are going to make it at least through the Revolutionary War. So unless one of them dies or starts having sex with somebody else, it's not a spoiler. I don't care. That's the only thing I care about.
When did the first Outlander book in time? I thought that was the 1700s. Wait.
It is.
Okay, so they go to America.
76. Remember, Philadelphia, Declaration of Independence.
No, I know that. I was thinking about places. I was like, wait, how are they in the... Never mind.
They go to America.
Spoiler
Sorry.
alert, they go to America. But that's it's a very... I mean, yes, it's a spoiler, but the majority of the series takes place in America, which is kind of crazy. Yep.
That's weird.
Uh-huh. The third book, right? They moved to America. Crazy.
By the beginning of the 4th book, they're in America, which is going to be really strange, I think, because they're like making the show out to be like Scotland's Game of Thrones, and in 2 seasons, it's not in Scotland anymore. Maybe 3. It's all in America. I mean, I don't know.
To North Carolina.
Yeah, they're going to be down the street from me, and I'll be hanging out over there.
Yes, you will. You'll be taking gluten-free baked goods.
You're taking cookies to the set and
Yeah, well, I'll just
slowly in your
put
SUV or whatever you have.
peanut butter in my bra. Be like, I brought you some peanut butter. You want it? My grandma's got gout. Can I get a shout out on Twitter and you can put peanut butter out of my bra?
My grandmother's got gout. How do you spell gout? Gotta tweet that shit.
In the bra.
G-O-U-T. And it's serious. My dad really did have gout. It sucked.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible. You can lose a foot.
It sucks, man. He had to preach on his foot, like stand up for an hour and a half and preach, and he had gout. It was really painful.
Ooh.
I'm going to tell Sam about that later. See what he says.
You should get a shout out for him. A retroactive Twitter shout out.
Yeah. My dad doesn't have gout anymore, but he did. It was really hard.
Hashtag whatever that guy's name was. Ask Adam or whatever.
Ask, yeah. I love that.
Ask Adam.
Ask Adam.
Granny had gout.
The guy with the hair, the like real Scottish haircut.
That's him.
Yeah.
Hot.
That's the Gaelic instructor.
The Gaelic.
The Gaelic. Do we ever talk about how that sounds? Gaelic?
It's something else, right?
There's no way you're the first one.
Did Kim just laugh? We have a guest for Tea and Boozy Book Club at Nikki's house.
Huh?
I just heard Kim.
Is she laughing at Gaelic?
You laughed.
Thanks, Kim. Real quick shout out to Kim. You can't see.
I loved it.
Thanks.
Stand up, Becca.
She asked you when you're going to start doing stand-up.
Oh, you know, I do it on the side.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I had a nice little Twitter chat with Adam, whatever his last name is,
What did you talk about
today.
Gaelic?
Well, they had like a little chat with him, and I felt like I needed to participate, and so I asked him what everybody was asking him were, Gaelic shit, and I was like,
What'd you ask?
I said, what's the Gaelic for waterweed? For the slippery as a waterweed scene, which is pretty, infamous in terms of like sexy connotations in Outlander. And later on tonight, he responded and he gave us some word for it, and
It's like
it looks
weird. It looks like. What does it look like?
It looks like lube usage.
Well, slippery
I
like
was like, hey, waterweed, lube usage, I got it, thank you, that's fantastic. And then he told me that sounded kind of dirty. And I said, well, yeah, it's waterweed.
He
has no clue what waterweed means.
So
He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Explain it to Elise, because she's
Never read
and our non-Outlander.
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah. He says she's slippery like a waterweed. He
Yeah.
means inside.
I'm pretty sure that there was if it wasn't this one, there was some other analogy that we talked about before that was equally gross.
You like my hand motions? I learned that from church.
Yeah.
wrong.
Oh, man.
So clearly you outed Adam as not having read Outlander.
Exactly.
Did you
Or
say
maybe,
that?
no, honestly, though, he could have read the UK version because that particular scene is too dirty, so it's not in the UK version of the book.
How is anything too dirty? They have crazy stuff on TV over there.
And it's a book.
No, but in the 90s. It was, it was when it was published in the 90s or whatever, but still, the UK version is called Cross Stitch, and it's different in that it doesn't have that scene, and it's not the holy Lord, it's slippery as a waterweed or whatever. It is when she says, he's as hard as a brass rod against my thigh. That made it too dirty.
Oh my. What a weird
Hashtag Outlander facts.
crossfit.
I have a wealth of dirty Outlander knowledge today.
Hashtag waterweeds. Hashtag
Brass rod. Hashtag
brass-
euphemism.
Hashtag rest. Just so you know, if you've never watched Jimmy Fallon, you're number one, an idiot. Number two, he does this hashtag thing. Number three, during TN, hashtag TN does PHDL, we just started doing it all the time. Like, all the time. Yeah. Even when we were on the bus, the tourist bus, and then we heard some people hashtagging in front of us, and we thought they were making fun of us. But I just also think they were fellow hashtaggers.
Hashtag applause.
Hashtag applause. Hashtag good job.
2014.
Hashtag Miss Julie's.
Hashtag fist bump. Hashtag PDA on the bus. They were making out. It was gross.
Hashtag babushka. I was wearing my.
Hashtag sunscreen.
True. Hashtag Ritas. Hey.
Hey, hashtag soft pretzel.
Hashtag we must
The right kind of pretzel, excuse you.
not a super pretzel.
Ones.
Yeah, that's true.
Hashtag nacho cheese.
Hashtag
Oh my
nacho
goodness.
cheese. Anyway, all right. So So I don't know if our special guest is joining us. Our special guest just happens to be another friend.
She said she's here. Is she
Oh.
still invited to the chat? Do we still see her?
Could be. Give
Let me
her the
see.
link if not.
I'll see if she sees it.
We're gonna
Sorry.
switch gears. Let me just go over to Twitter real quick, Alex. If I could get over to Twitter. Book Reverie. Book Reverie. Reverie?
Reverie.
Yeah, Reverie says, Persuasion is my favorite book. Love it so much. Ah, Captain Wentworth. And then Sassy Natch says, I love me some Captain Wentworth. And hey, there was a contest run by Austen Movie.
That's what I was just about to say.
Which we know a little bit about. And the director of the film and Shannon Hale, the author of Austen Land, they picked their favorite guys. They did this. Oh, excuse you, Beth.
Sorry.
They picked through a bunch of different guys, and obviously Mr. Darcy was going to win at the end because it's Mr. Darcy. But spoiler alert, that's not who won. Captain Wentworth won, which was kind of crazy.
Really?
Yeah, she picked Captain Wentworth.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was going to be Mr. Darcy from day one, and then Captain Wentworth.
That makes me really happy. I really love Wentworth. I think Wentworth is very quietly devoted to Anne for years and years, and I just find that to be a lot better than Mr. Darcy being kind of just disdainful and mean.
I think it's also because J.J. Field played Captain Wentworth, and he is also in Austen Land, but whatever.
Did he play Wentworth? When?
I believe in. Let me find out.
Google
he
that.
was in No, he plays Mr. Tilney in Northanger Abbey.
Oh, just kidding. I thought he did.
And he's also in the new series that I just started watching, Turn.
I did too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I want to see that. Is it good?
We like it. Ryan and I are liking it, but I have some reservations. I have some reservations. Mainly, there are 0 women, and the only women that are in it are love interests.
Only 2.
Really?
That's weird. That's the same thing I was thinking about. I was like, all TV shows have like maybe 2 lady parts. That was wrong. Roles for women. They have a lot of lady parts. They have roles for women, and they're not always that good. Like, anyway, I'm caught up, but I'm just waiting to see how it turns out. That time period in American history is one of my favorites, so that's why I've been watching it. But
oh yeah, well you'll like Outlander then when it gets a little bit farther in, because that's the same time frame.
I mean, if you like to hear about daily life on a farm and how to save the whiskey from the common thieves, then you'll love it.
Are we going to hear more about the herbs of
Oh, yeah. Lots about the herbs.
The new book, the one that's coming out this summer, is all about the war. So slow your roll, Rebecca, with your
For some reason, I'm sorry. Real quick, administration. Shalyn says she can't join because it says the link is not available. She just, I think, texted me. I can't tell. Oh no, this is not Chex. This is Gmail. Can you find her again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try again. She should be able to come in. Well, I'll say this about Wentworth. The reason that I like Wentworth the most, other than his general demeanor and all of that, is I love letters, and his letter was one of. I love it. I love everything about it, and so it makes me very happy that's how they get together in the end.
Wait, did Shalyn just join?
No, she invited her.
And that's the link. So.
People still wrote letters, specifically boys.
I know.
Snapchats just aren't the same.
Does anybody have letters from their boys?
Yeah,
I have letters.
early on, but they stopped.
Yeah, I
Emails.
mean, he's right in the next room. Why would you write me a letter?
I do have emails, actually. They're not letters, so it's not the same, but I do have emails.
I have like hand-drawn
I have
cards.
physical letters.
Hand-drawn cards.
That's cute.
Hmm.
That's cute.
What do you got, Nick? Any Snapchats that you've saved?
I have
Screenshots?
tons of messages.
RQDPs?
Tons of messages on Facebook and texts from when I was not in America when we met.
Aww.
There are some drawings of me.
There are?
Yeah,
I would like to see those.
That's cute.
I don't have them. They're not in my possession.
Did you pose like Claire? Nope. Rose.
Kate?
Titanic.
No.
Rose from Titanic.
There was no posing involved.
Well, you should.
Well, I was not posed like a French woman.
Like a French.
Tell me like your French girls, Jack. No, that didn't happen.
Oh, man.
All from the
My
the little.
my ex was a comic book illustrator, and I have some drawings he did of me.
Oh.
I don't know why I still have them. It was years ago, but I do.
We'll compare.
That's pretty awesome.
That's kind of cool. They don't look anything like me.
I'm not sure that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Elise.
I was thinking that for Comic-Con this year, instead of drawing us as superheroes, I would draw us more like mutants.
What do you mean?
I like that.
Like what?
Monsters.
Yeah, just like creating, like deciding who gets the tail and like.
Oh, like your post the other day?
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
I like that.
Can I still have wine?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're still you.
Oh, shoot.
So you.
I don't mean. I think I spilled wine on my bed. Okay,
Can
Shalon
I-
can't join, so we're just gonna forget about that. Sorry, Shalon.
Okay.
We love you.
Too bad. Can I have really big boobs?
Yeah,
Mutant.
obviously.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I got this.
She's already has it done.
Can I have
Great.
What do you want, Nick?
less boobs?
Less boobs.
Yeah.
If you could give some of your boobs to Beth. Please be transferring boobs from Nikki to Beth. I would like to see that process.
Oh, funny. And mean.
All right. We have to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is this book about wolf dogs.
I thought you were gonna say this red splotch on my forehead.
Yeah, I know. My
Yeah, you
pimple
okay?
out of my head.
I'm really red.
No. You are really red.
It's the wine.
I was actually really looking forward to this book, and I'm bummed. I will probably read it after this because I want to know if they have sex, and just like feel like I need to complete it. But I bought it and I opened it on my Kindle, and the whole like the naming thing that bothered me last time. I saw that there was like Wednesday instead of Wednesday, and I was just like, I cannot do this, and I just like never went back to it. It frustrated me so much.
Like world building stuff?
No, she like, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, just the fact that she names things like very closely to their actual names in real life, but just a little bit off. There's no real reason it should bother me that much. I think I just need to like approach the boozy part of book club as in like reading it drunk.
Do that. Like, what does it advance the storyline? Like, how is that helpful?
I think she just thinks it's cute. Like, oh, this is the cute thing I do. Instead of calling it Wednesday, it's Wednesday, and it's not.
Yeah,
it's annoying.
It's just a little cutesy for me,
Yeah,
but
it seems juvenile.
I'll get through it.
It's like a middle grade book thing would do.
So
not
wait,
adult.
this
Like Sparkle Town.
Yeah, Sparkle Town instead of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well,
I read and I dropped out. I was like, nope.
well, I'll say this about that. After having read the second book, I'm sorry, my histamine. I think that's what something's going crazy in my house. Anyway, after reading the second book, I think she does it, and the reason it sounds so juvenile and weird is because she is emphasizing the fact that the Terra Indigen, which are the wolves and the crows and the owls and all of the shapeshifters, they are the ones that are in charge of the world. You really get a good sense of that in the second book that you kind of missed in the first one. And so because of that, they're also very naive. There's all kinds of things that they don't understand about humanity, and they don't understand about technology, and they don't, because they're of the earth, right? And so the reason things are called things like Sparkletown and Lakeside and Wednesday, I think it's because it's to emphasize the fact that the Terra Indigene get to have the agency over what things are called, but as a species, or as their different species and as the ruling class, they're very naive. And so language and things like that are not the same to them. And so they call it Sparkletown because they don't have any reason not to. That's what it looks like to them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're almost childlike, but they're also ferocious and killers and things like that. But they just have a very naive sense of the world in terms of versus what humanity would name things, or what we're naming things after gods. The Terra Indigene aren't doing
Right.
that.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a really good theory. I think, geez, I do not mean to sound as mean as this does sound. I'm not convinced that she did that on purpose, but that's a very good, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think that you definitely put more thought into that than the author did, Beth.
No, I don't think so. I think if you read the second book, you would see it.
You're going to use that for everything. Oh, if you read the second book, you would understand the purpose of life.
Okay, I'm going to give you a for instance, because then I didn't remember this from the first book, but here's a for instance. They have this part in the second book where a bunch of different Terra Indigene from around come together to have this meeting, and they allow the human girls that work in the courtyard to come in and be a part of the meeting, and the girls pull out notebooks to take notes on the meeting, okay? All of the Terra Indigene freak out. They don't know what they're doing. They don't understand. They think that they're doing some sort of weaponry, getting ready to do something to them. They pull out notebooks and pencils, and they don't get it. So it's this big deal. Now, I'm not saying that I'm into that scene. I think it's stupid, but it's emphasizing their naivety in the fact that they don't even understand how humans learn or how they interact with each other and stuff like that. So it's a bigger part of the second book than it was the first one.
I guess I missed the part where the Terra Indigene were the ones who decided what things were called.
Yeah, I did too.
So I thought that was just sort of the real. I don't know, but I mean, if that's so, then that does make sense.
It's like they had the box on wheels or whatever for the car.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
It's like a truck, and they call it the box on wheels because they're very.
They're 3-year-olds.
Yeah, in terms of humanity, with each other, they even say things like, they have the special meat or whatever when it's humans in the meat store or whatever, and they just. It's just simplistic. It's not based on language. It's based on simplicity.
Well, there's a burning question in my heart that
it's not really your heart, though.
It's not really. It's more like my loins. I need to know if Simon Wolfgard and Alice Cullen get it on.
Alice Cullen?
I don't remember what her name is. She looks like Alice Cullen on the first book.
Her name is
Meg.
Do you want me to read to you the chapter?
I mean, at least, are you going to close your ears because you might actually read it?
Maybe.
Maybe put a pillowcase over your head. Be cute.
Mute yourself.
I mean,
I want to hear.
You don't have to. I mean, I don't have to read it.
Oh. But it's really fun when you read stuff.
Let's just say it was. Remember how he sniffs her crotch in the first one?
Yeah, I remember. Trying to forget.
This is above and beyond. Okay. So, you know how Meg bleeds, and when Meg bleeds, she has a vision, right? She has a prophecy. That's kind of the whole thing. So trying to keep her from bleeding because the Cassandra Sanguine only have 1,000 cuts or something like that, and then they die, or their body's all used up or whatever. So trying to keep her from accidentally opening her skin in some way. Anyway, she gets into this. She goes into the bathroom, has something where she ends up just cutting herself super open, and she's screaming, and Simon starts running. Okay, so, gosh, where should I start?
Give us the goods.
Okay, so he starts to turn into a wolf. He sees her. Fur suddenly covered Simon's shoulders and chest as he threw his weight against the door, breaking the wood and the slide lock. He rushed toward Meg's bedroom, but the fresh scent of blood pulled him toward the bathroom. He shoved at the door, and Meg cried out, so he squeezed through the narrow opening to avoid ramming her legs again. She was on the floor, bleeding. The cut ran all the way across her torso, just under her breast. Too long a cut, too deep a cut, too much blood. Meg, barely enough room to straddle her legs when he dropped to his knees to reach her. Simon, she gasps, you have to listen, because she's supposed to say the prophecy, right, to keep from...
Right.
If she says the prophecy, she has, like, all this orgasmic euphoria. If she holds it in, it's painful. She says, Simon, you have to listen. He says, yeah, sure. His friend was bleeding. It didn't matter that she was human. His friend Meg was bleeding too much. He lowered his head and then paused. It would make him so angry, like the last time when she fell in the creek and cut her chin and he had to get her to the human body walker. So remember the first book? She falls and he licks her blood and it makes him really angry. It freaks him out towards the end of the book. And then at the very end of the book, they realize that the blood of the Cassandra Sanguine is the drug that they're using all over the world for all of the Terra Indigent to get freaked out. Okay, so that's what's going on. And he says, I don't care. She's one of us now. Clean the wound, get rid of the blood scent, and hide the fact that she's vulnerable. He quickly licked the blood flowing from the cut, licked and licked to keep it from dripping on the towel Meg had put on the floor to soak it up. Simon, Meg moaned. Simon, I see. It's too much. I have to speak. You have to listen. For a moment, he'd been very angry, and now he wasn't. He heard Meg's voice, and something changed, and he wasn't angry at all. Lick, lick. She'd always tasted so good, but this is wonderful. Lick, lick. He liked the sound of her voice, and even she was yelling at him, which she wasn't doing now. She was the scent of arousal, as alluring as the scent of blood. He sat back on his heels to bring his face closer to this new, delightful scent. His human body responded with pleasure, responded with a willingness that was hard to ignore. Simon, something not pleasing in her voice now, something that should bother him. You have to remember, she pleaded. Remember? Yes, lick, lick. The wonderful taste of Meg, but no biting, no tearing the flesh, because why? It would feel so good to taste flesh, so very good, but not Meg's flesh. He wouldn't hurt Meg, would never hurt Meg. Anyway, it goes on and on. Essentially, he licks her, she has an orgasm, he gets turned on, he's freaking out. All of the other Terra Indigent come running in and have to, like, pull him off of her.
See,
it's
that's
disgusting.
Yes, and that's why, like, why you reading it is the reason why I didn't like the first book, because I feel like you were a 3-year-old reading me a book about animal
lick,
sex.
lick.
Yes, you sounded like a 3-year-old, and I know it's not your fault, but I feel very uncomfortable, and I Snapchatted a bunch of that for you or enjoyment later. Oh, I forgot to send it to you, Elise. Sorry. I should have sent it to That's Normal. Damn it. But yeah, you sounded like a 3-year-old talking about licking your birthday cake off your fingers.
Yeah. And that's how he's acting. That's what I'm saying, like, about them.
Yeah, I understand.
Not even childish. Yeah.
I just wish that she didn't tell it from that perspective. I wish she told it from an outsider's perspective. I think it's too... I guess I could get behind the story if it wasn't told from that.
I agree. If it was third person, if it was a totally third-person novel, it would be far, far more easy to grasp. I agree. And you didn't even read it, so point to you. Point to you on that one. I agree.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not a bad world. I mean, she's got some stuff going on. It's just, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And it's not sexy. It's weird instead.
I really thought you were going to tell me that it's sexy, and I'm very disappointed. Shallon,
read it.
Before you read it, Shallon said, yes, read the chapter. Just let me grab my vom bucket first.
Oh, man. I really thought it was going to have something to do with tampons when she first said that there was a chapter.
Yikes.
You've read too much Twilight fan fiction.
Yeah, too much 50 Shades.
Oh.
But they had been talking about her period before at some point in the book, and so I was like, oh, please no, please not, don't let it be a tampon issue.
Oh.
So gross.
Look
at Elise's face.
Elise is like, never mind, I'm not reading the book.
Right, never mind.
Never mind. So, I mean, overall, Beth, yes, recommend it, don't recommend it?
I think if you've read the first one, read the second one. I mean, it gives more, it's interesting. It's not a bad fantasy novel. It's just, it is a little weird. I hope she pulls some of it together, but
Is it over? Did you win 3?
no. It's got at least has to have another one. It's not over by any means. There was a lot like not going on in this one. Like it was just kind of it wasn't as
book.
it didn't have as much going on as the first one did.
That's
A lot of
annoying.
deliberation. But it was a little bit, Simon was a little bit more conflicted about how he felt about being around Meg and whether or not he could be naked in his wolf skin or not. It's got a little sexier than the first one.
Oh, man. All right, well, sorry I didn't read it.
Okay.
Do we want to talk real quick about what we're going to do for next month?
Sure. I'm excited.
Why are you laughing, Nikki?
Because we don't know.
Well, we kind of know.
Well, we know a special one.
Right. I think we don't know for sure if there's going to be anything other than that, right?
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Well,
maybe there will be.
Quick, guys, and read the new, Sweet Filthy Boy by Christina Lauren, because we're going to be talking to them.
Yay!
Well, the book, we're going to talk to them before the book comes out. I think the release date is the 13th of May.
Just kidding.
We're gonna talk to them. So it's gonna be a very special edition of the Boozy Book Club because it will be actually before the book comes out, just to help that, we want to talk about it. We want to get you guys excited about the book because we've read it and it's good. I would say, I mean, I have a very soft spot in my heart for Will Sumner, the beautiful player. So I don't know that I liked it as much as that, but I think I like the story better than maybe all the beautiful ones. I don't know. I also really liked Ansel. His name's Ansel.
Ansel. Yeah.
Ansel.
I just had, Fault in Our Stars. I got really confused.
Divergent.
My favorite is Max, Stella.
Yeah, still, okay.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, I forget if I like Will more than Ansel. They're different.
They're very different. I really liked this one. I think that the difference is, and this is not in any way a spoiler, but because it's on the back of the book if you're looking at it, but is just the fact that they got married in Vegas, and that's just the beginning of the book. And so for the rest of the time, he's their husband and wife. And so, despite the fact that it's a whole different, it's almost like a Regency romance in that way. Like, because in those, when you're going into historical romances or whatever, it can't get steamy until they're married for the most part. Right. And so that's kind of how it reminded me. And so it's just kind of, I thought that was the cool part of it.
I think it's on the best written book that they've done, too. Like, I told them that after I read it. It felt like just different. It felt like, and probably because it's a new story for them. Like, they had the other ones years ago before they were just figuring out this co-writing thing. Like, this felt really, really cool. So, we're excited to talk to them. We'll tell you guys the date of that, but it's going to be soon. It's going to be like in 2 weeks, I think.
Beginning of May.
Yeah, in May, beginning of May. And then we'll read that, and then we'll do another chat about it, or we'll throw another book in the mix. We're just going to get crazy. Whatever. It's May. It's going to be May.
Oh,
it's going to be May.
Yeah, we just did that.
It's my birthday.
Yeah, it is.
Aw. It's the end of school. Oh, God.
Oh, really?
Yay.
Weird Southerners.
We only have 4 more weeks of school. God
Oh, my gosh.
bless it. God bless. I love it. So happy.
It's going to be May. I'm going to be in Italy, actually, during that book club time, so have fun without me.
Okay.
We feel real bad.
Yeah, you should feel bad for me.
Yeah, we do. One thing is also, if you are at all interested in Cassie Clare's novels, the final book in the City of Bones trilogy, or the Mortal Instruments 6-part saga, comes out in May. So if you have never read those, City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of all those, and then City of Lost Souls, the newest one comes out in the middle of May, I think. Maybe May the 13th, too, I think. You should read those and get caught up. The 6th one comes out, and it's the last one. It's going to be good. She writes good endings, I have to be honest. I loved the ending of the first trilogy, and I loved the ending of the Infernal Devices. In fact, the epilogue to the Infernal Devices is so fantastic, I've read it like 5 times. So she writes really great endings.
Now I gotta read.
her epilogues are fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to this last book. I don't care if people don't like her. I love her. I think she's great.
Cool.
Cool. Anything else?
Elise, do you have any exciting things that you? I feel like we talked over you. Like, do you want to put another thing on your head? And
I mean, I could put something else on my head.
okay.
Do it.
The yarn?
Is that yarn?
Like, what are you yarning? She's making us something for Comic-Con.
It's mostly decorative because I like the color.
You would have decorative yarn sitting around your room.
Oh my.
Yep. Decorative yarn, decorative quinoa.
One decorative quinoa, a lot of that. One thing I was curious about, just because I keep getting emails with the subject line "Sweet Filthy Boy" in my inbox, is like, is this an adult or?
I think it's technically NA, isn't it?
Like, how much of a boy is he?
I know. No, he's mid-20s.
Yeah, he's 23, I think.
23.
Okay.
But is it considered NA?
It reads like an A, but she just graduated from college, right?
Yeah.
That's the beginning.
Yeah, I
of the
would
book.
say that this is like their NA venture.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about NA.
Yeah, a little bit. You like that?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
that's
do.
because that comes out in June, I think. Harder. The second book to Robin York is Deeper, which of course was my favorite book so far this year.
That like really surprisingly got me.
Yeah. The next one's going to be harder.
Yeah.
I think that's June. It might be July, but I think it's June.
I think it's July, actually.
Is it? Okay.
Not to be contrary. That's what I think it is.
You're a biatch.
If you're right, I'll.
The other thing I would add is that Beyonce and Jay-Z are going on tour together this summer.
Oh my gosh. Are they coming to Boston? Are you going to go?
I mean, I'm going, whether it's in New York or Boston.
That's amazing.
That is it. Maybe I will write a book about it.
Write a book about it. Mecca. You're going to Mecca, which is Bey and Jay-Z's concert.
Nice.
All right, girls. Well, this was like exactly an hour. Look at us.
Perfect. It's
Keep
been
it.
fun.
It's been very fun.
I can't believe we talked about those two books for a full hour.
And we didn't even read it. One of us read it.
We talked
Sorry.
about films too.
Sorry, Beth. Thanks for keeping it real. Thanks for reading our books. I promised. Well, I already read the book for next month, so I promised to read it.
Oh. All right. Well, it's been fun. We will see you next month. Bye.
Bye-bye. Hello, Bella.